joining me for my very first Q&A, and this will be about my 6-week post-op for my tummy tuck. If you're not subscribed, please make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment and make sure to follow me on Instagram. It's at lovely50s right here. So I'm 6 weeks post-op, and I think I should show you guys what I'm looking like. I'm actually a little bit bloated because I haven't been wearing my faja too much because I am trying to dry out my last stitches in my belly button. But I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking like. I'm actually filming this the next day. My hubby ended up getting here a little bit earlier than I anticipated, and we had plans to go to SeaWorld, so I couldn't film. So here is again what my body is looking like. I'm still swollen. I'm still going to be getting my massages because my skin needs to reattach to my muscle. But this is what I look like when I'm not wearing my faja. Again, I wear my faja every day, all day. But yeah, so I'm swollen, still needs to reattach, still getting massages. My belly button actually on, when was it? Thursday, I got the stitches from this side removed, so it's kind of healed from there. This side still has a couple because these are the ones I got like 2 or 3 weeks after my surgery, but it's almost healed. Still have some stretch marks. Again, I mentioned before, I had so many that even when they stretched my skin up, there was still some like on whatever skin was like up here or down here. So here is what I'm looking like. I am pretty content with how straight my incision is. From here, it's a little crooked, and that's actually because this part gets really swollen sometimes. It's normal, but it gets really swollen, so it had a little harder time to heal. As you can see, it's still kind of healing. It is a little itchy still, which I believe is because it's not fully healed. This side feels a little bit more healed. It feels flatter. It's not as itchy. I am pretty content at how it's not too dark, and I'm still working on, you know, putting some sort of oils and creams to lighten that up. But yeah, let me see. It doesn't hurt. Again, I'm getting massages, and they're working on toning and sculpting my body to be more snatched. I do have to work a little bit better on my diet because I haven't been that great, and I really should. But yeah. So this is my body at 6 weeks post-op. And again, like, I don't really wear clothes that are this low, and my underwear covers it. I'm not wearing none right now because I had to take off my clothes to show you guys. But yeah, if anything, like, this is maybe something, I mean, I wouldn't wear something like this short out, but if anything, like, showing this of my belly was always what I wanted to show, and I couldn't because it was just so much loose skin. If you guys watched my first video, I showed you guys clips of my belly and how wrinkly it was and saggy. So this is like amazing for me. Like, I don't know, I just feel so great. Again, once I start, you know, toning my legs again, toning my butt, and, you know, toning my arms again, it'll just feel like I have accomplished so much. And again, my fitness journey is still continuing. But yeah, so now to answer with some questions. There was a few questions that got asked several times, and the main one was, did it hurt, or how painful was it? And I can only speak from my experience because I do have a high pain tolerance because I have lupus, so I'm kind of used to pain. But for me, it was just more like uncomfortable. So like the incision itself, it was more like I don't want to see it, I don't want to like touch it. Like when I would shower, I'd kind of have to like, you know, clean there a little, and it was like a, like, I don't know, like me daba ansias, you know, like just seeing it and feeling and knowing that like my skin is like got cut and, you know, restitched or something. I don't know. And same with my belly button. Like my belly button, like I'd have to, for 2 weeks, I'd have to walk super slow and like hunched over because my belly button felt like it would like stretch the more I moved. And it was just like me daba ansias to like see it. It was just like raw and weird. So it was one of the things that I was like, when my husband would help me like you know, clean my wounds and stuff, I would be like, please be careful with my belly button. But then again, also like I almost, and I still kind of don't, it was almost like I didn't have Nala. Sorry, Nala's here. It was almost like I had like numbness, and to this day I think I still feel some numbness, like especially right here, closer to my belly button. It just feels like I didn't have any sensation there. So it didn't really hurt like when I would clean my wounds and stuff. What did hurt a little bit more was my ab reconstruction. So I did mention to you guys, like I had that done as well. So when you have a baby, when you're pregnant, your abs kind of like tear apart, and I got mine like put back together. So it feels like you did like a bazillion crunches and your abs are super sore. So it would hurt to like laugh. Oh my god, like my dad would make me laugh and I'd be like, stop making me laugh, like it hurts. To sneeze, to cough. To this day, like even sneezing, like it feels like it pulls, like you have like a pulled muscle. So when I sneeze, I literally like do the bare minimum. Like I'll try to hold it in, or I'll go like, you know, because it kind of hurts. Like it just feels like sore. It's weird. Also when I first started eating, I couldn't eat a lot. Like I would have like a little scoop of like rice and like a little bit of chicken or something, and I would feel like my stomach, you know, like it stretches. So it felt like it was stretching my abs, kind of like when you're pregnant and you have that really heavy belly feeling where you feel like your stomach is like pulling. That's kind of what it felt like. So I would always have to like kind of sit like this. Like I would have a pillow on my lap and like kind of sit like this, and it just felt like my abs were pulling. And yeah, that was, I think, the uncomfortable feeling. What was more painful for me were the freaking drains. I had 2 drains. They were like right on like my pelvis area, kind of like next to like my vajay area, and they were like stitched, and the drain was kind of heavy. So I had it for maybe a little bit over 2 weeks, and walking around with that thing, sometimes I'd forget and I would stand up and I would be like, ouch. Like showering with it, especially like with, you know, when you shower with hot water, like your wound's gonna get a little bit of tender, and it started pulling at my skin. So eventually like the stitch kind of tore, like my skin like ripped, and that was so painful. Like the last week was so painful. I would like walk so slow because it would like pull. Yeah, and I had that thing for 2.5 weeks. I had so much drainage. Every time I'd go get my massages, they were like, you shouldn't remove it yet because you're draining so much and you want to get rid of that. So I am glad I waited, but yeah, that was probably one of the harder ones, just having those drains. Another question that was asked a lot was if I only got a tummy tuck done. And the answer is yes. I kind of got annoying because people were kept asking me like, you sure you didn't get your booty done? Are you sure you only got that done? I was wearing like my faja that had like the sleeves, and I said that I had it because my mom gave it to me, and she had some work done on her arms. Like she got lipo on her arms, so and her legs, so she was like a full faja. files are like, the really good ones are like over $150. And so I borrowed it from my mom until I, you know, got a little bit smaller and I could get a different one for myself. But people were like, oh, so what did you do to your arms, or what did you do to your legs, like you got lipo, or, you know. And it was like, dude, I just told you guys I'm wearing it because I borrowed it from my mom. But as you guys can see, I have loose skin on my arms and I didn't get them removed, and that's because of my tattoos. Like, if I got lipo on my arms or my skin removed on my arms, just imagine like my tattoos getting all like distorted, you know. So to me, I'll work on my arms. I'll never get rid of that loose skin, but it didn't bug me. What bugged me the most was just the loose skin and the wrinkly skin on my belly. Legs and booty, I'll work for it. And boobs, I cannot have boobs. I mean, I probably could. It's just like really, no. Noah's over here trying to eat my waffle. With my lupus, my body can reject like foreign objects in it. So if it rejected it, that's like wasted money because I would have to get them removed. So yeah, I wish I had a little bit bigger up here, especially with all the working out and the weight loss. They got even smaller, but it is. Another question is, where did I get my surgery done? So I had my surgery done in Tijuana, Mexico, and my surgery was done by Dr. Joaquin Merlos, and he's also accompanied by 2 other surgeons, which I do know their names, but I don't know them off the top of my head because my main surgeon was Dr. Merlos. And I heard from him from my mom because she had work done by him, and her surgeries just looked very natural. And you know, I did do my research, and of course I was scared to go to TJ. Like, I was scared. I did look into surgeons here in San Diego. I actually spoke to one in Newport Beach. I spoke to one here in San Diego, and then one in La Jolla. 2 of them didn't have openings until like late October because of COVID. You know, all their surgeries have been pushed back, so they're like behind on their scheduling. And at the time, I was still laid off from work, and I was about to start working like literally the week I had the surgery. That weekend, that Monday, I was going back to work. So I didn't want to take time off from work. I didn't want to use my sick days and stuff. So I had to get my surgery done like ASAP. And the surgeon who did have openings literally that week as well, was going to charge me $10,000. And I almost did want to pay it because I was like, oh, you know, it's in America, and you know, you almost have like peace of mind. Like, am I paying for that peace of mind? But I'm like, just did so much research on surgeries done in Mexico, and I'm like, why is it bad? You know, like, they cannot be bad surgeons. I mean, I'm sure there are, but I looked really into it and spoke to my husband, and he felt the same way. He was like, if you just want to pay that extra money to have peace of mind to be here in America, we'll do it. But you know, I was like, no, like, my mom did it and she's good, like, I can totally do it. So I went to talk to him, and to me it was like, I'm gonna bring up my health issues, my lupus, and if he's just kind of like, oh yeah, sure, you know, like, you're fine, then I would have been like, I don't think so. But he set me up with like a cardiologist and a regular physician, and we like talked in depth about like the medications I take, all of the things that have happened with my lupus, if the medications I would take after surgery or before surgery would affect what I have. Like, he went into like every little depth. Like, he wanted to know details, and you know, I have blood work done, all sorts of things. So like cardiac test done. So it made me feel at ease. Like I felt like, okay, he's not just trying to get some money. Like he really does want to make sure that I am a good candidate for this. And so yeah, Joaquin Merlos. How much was my surgery? That really varies because the price he gave me might not be the price he gives you. Again, that's also based on how much work you need to get done. So what a lot of people don't know is that when you get a tummy tuck, either you're just getting your skin or you have to get lipo so that they cut it off. They don't just cut off like your fat and everything. Like you have it. If you don't have, if you have a lot of fat, you have to get rid of that fat. So they have to lipo it out. But I didn't have so much fat, so they just cut my skin and they did my ab reconstruction. So for that itself, I just paid $5,000. That was just for the surgery. I still had to pay for like the consultation, the medication before and after surgery, all the tests I got done. So like the x-rays, the cardiac test, the blood work, the consultations I had with the other doctors, all that stuff, I had to pay separate. And I don't have like a set price because I paid it like here and there. But I would say maybe I spent like $500 on all of that. Maybe a little bit more, because after surgery, like I still had to buy like all sorts of little things, like when I would go to my massages, which that's a different price, but when I would go to my massages, I would, you know, have to buy like my all these like medical things to heal your wounds and stuff. So, you know, I just kind of bought stuff here and there, and it did kind of add up, but you know, it adds up here and there. And so the massages are super necessary. I have really great massages that I go to. I in the beginning I was getting them done every other day, so I was going to TJ every other day with my mom to get the drainage. So at first, the first step is like, you know, they have to like squeeze all that fluid out of you. It's not painful, actually. It just feels like a deep tissue. It didn't hurt. And then now I'm getting them once or twice a week, and those are like to mold your body so that your skin reattaches to your muscle, to like kind of sculpt you again. And they don't hurt. They're actually kind of relaxing. But those, I went with the team that the surgeon works with, so they're kind of like a team, you know. And those I have already paid about $600 for 2 packages, and I might have to get a third package because you know, it really depends on your body and how quickly your body like readjusts itself. So yeah, I mean, whatever helps my body. So that's like a whole different charge as well, but it's so worth it. I'm eating a protein waffle, and I have Nala literally waiting for me to give her a piece or drop it so that she can steal it. So someone asked if I would like do it all over again, and I would. Like, all the weight that I lost and the way my body looked with the skin, it just, I was never going to be happy and feel like I accomplished something because of how my body was hiding under that skin. And to be honest, I never thought I was going to do it. Like, every year I would tell my hubby, for my birthday next year, I want to get a tummy tuck, and let's start saving for my tummy tuck. And you know, like, I just kind of said it, and it was almost like I knew I was gonna get it, but I didn't know when I was gonna get it. And the opportunity came. Financially, we were okay to do it, and I just did it, and I'm so glad I did. And I am sad that I can't work out because I love working out, but it's so worth it. And I just can't wait to continue my fitness journey and see what else my body is capable of, and feel like I'm working out and I'm not just focused on looking fat because I have that skin. I don't know, it's like, it feels really good. It feels really good to see, like, wow, all that hard work was really underneath that, you know, layer of skin. Don't know how many pounds of skin they removed, but I do remember when I was in surgery that I asked the doctor, was it a lot of skin? He said, oh yeah, it was a lot of skin. So yeah, I never really weighed myself before, and I didn't really weigh myself after, but I want to say I have lost about, maybe like, since when I remember weighing myself, I think I maybe lost like 6 pounds. So I don't know if it's around that, maybe like 6 to 10 pounds, I'm not sure, but it was a lot of skin. And a lot of people asked if I was scared or nervous, and I sure was. Like, if you guys remember my video, my first video, I was kind of like, hey, this is happening like tomorrow. Like, I wasn't even ready to do a video on it. I was terrified. Like, I didn't want to think about it until the night before. I literally cried. Like, that whole day I wanted to love my kids. Like, anything they did, I would soak it up. Like, I would just see them and I'd be like, oh my god, that is so cute. I just want to remember that, and I wanted to give them the best of me. Literally, I was like, what if something happens? Like I said, I have lupus, something bad can happen, and what if I don't wake up, or what if complications happen? Like, I want them, I just wanted to love them. It was just emotional. I cried and cried and cried the night that I put them to bed, because I knew that in the morning I was just gonna leave them and not see them until I came back from surgery. So yeah, it was just very emotional. I cried. I was so scared when I got the anesthesia, or waiting there to see the anesthesiologist. I was crying, like bawling, like I couldn't even breathe how much I was crying. And he was like, doctor was like, why are you crying? And I'm like, I just have babies, and you know, like, I'm so scared and I want to make sure that they have me. And he was like, don't worry, you're gonna be okay, you're gonna, you know, wake up and you're gonna be fine. And even before surgery, when I was just in the waiting, like, I had a waiting room. So when I was in the room, like, getting IV fluids and all that stuff, like, the nurse was like, are you nervous? And I'm like, yeah. Like, I was just so nervous, and they ended up prescribing me, like, I don't know, something to relax me, and it didn't really help because I was still so nervous. But I don't know. When I woke up in the bed, I was shivering, like shivering. I think anesthesia makes me do that, because when I woke up from a different surgery, I had my gallbladder removed a few years ago. I did the same. Like, I couldn't stop shivering and like shaking, and my lips just kept chattering. And in a way, I was like, oh my god, I feel all this pain. But in a way, I was like, oh my god, I made it, and I'm here, and I'm good, and it's over. And now I just have to heal and, you know, take care of my body and make sure I don't have any infections, and I'll be just fine. But I was super scared. I had, I believe it's called local anesthesia. So I've had it done when I got my tubes tied after Ava. So it's basically like an epidural, but they numb you from like here to like your whole legs. So I kind of knew that I wouldn't feel anything, because that's what I had when I got my tubes tied. And like, when you have epidural, when you're having a baby, it's just from like here down. So this one was like your whole body. It's just like your body just feels like heavy, like you can't even move it. Like that was the worst feeling after surgery too, was just sitting in my bed not being able to move, because I could move my arms at that point, but I couldn't move like my legs or anything. Like it was really hard and the worst feeling. Like you just want your legs to start to feel, and so you can have that sensation back on your legs. But so I had that local anesthesia, and I believe they did also kind of, I wasn't asleep the whole time because I remember waking up a couple times and like I could hear them and stuff, but I was falling asleep. And I think my surgery was like about 4.5 hours or something, so obviously I don't remember being awake that long. And I could hear the doctors just like talking, and you know, it was just weird. But yeah, so I had local anesthesia. And when can I work out again? Or when can you go back to normal? I would say 6 weeks. Between your 4 to 6 weeks, you start feeling more like yourself, or you're like walking more normal. They told me at 6 weeks I can start doing like cardio. I feel like myself, I just can't pick up like heavy things. I'm still not sleeping on my back or on my belly or on my side. I have like I get one of the pillows, the cushions from my couch, and I just lean it against the wall, and I just kind of sleep like slanted, like as slanted as I can. I've been like slanting a little bit more and more and more to where I'm almost on my back. And then I also have like a pillow under my legs with like my knees, because you don't want your belly button to completely stretch when you're flat. Like you don't want that stretching, so just like a little dent here really helps. But yeah, I would say at 6 weeks you kind of feel like yourself, and then I won't be able to like fully work out until at least 12 weeks. So at 12 weeks my doctor will clear me, or if I have to wait a little bit longer, he'll let me know. But at 12 weeks I think I could gradually start working up to the weightlifting and lifting weights and doing my normal routines. They also asked me if I took time off from work. I didn't, because I was lucky enough to be on vacation at that time. It was like my summer break, and then that week, that Monday was my first day at work, and thankfully schools were still shut down, so we were doing everything through Zoom. So I did this. I literally propped my iPad and I sat here and I did my Zoom meetings. I would have breaks in between, so I would just literally like go and like rest and lay down and then come right back. So I didn't take any actual time off because, like I said, thankfully I was working from home. I did return to work at maybe week 3 or 4, like fully at work. And again, we didn't have kids at work yet, because kids aren't allowed to be at school yet. So I was just like, making copies, a lot of paperwork, still doing like Zoom phone calls with them. And so it didn't really feel like work, but I was really tired. And then just last week we had our first week with students, and the first day I was so tired, but I felt like normal. Like I didn't feel any pain. Like I was sitting on the floor with them, I was working with the kids. So I didn't take any time off work. But I want to say, based on how I was feeling, if you have like a semi, like working in an office or like very light walking, I would say at 3 weeks you would have to take maybe 3 weeks off work. And then if you have a more active job, like heavy lifting and stuff, I would say at least 6 weeks. All of the questions I received. If you have other questions, leave them down below in the comments and I could do another update. I will be doing another update maybe in 2 weeks if I decide to start working out, see if I get the last of the stitches removed, and another body update. So I'll answer any other questions in my next update video. And again, thank you guys for watching, and I really hope you guys are enjoying my videos. So yeah, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe. Bye guys.